I did get an advanced screening of Shazam,
Hmm. You did, didn't you?
and that's the new DC movie. And what I will say is that's a good movie.
Oh yeah, you enjoyed it, yeah?
Yeah, I will. I will enjoy it. I'm not going to give like a big full review of it, but it's tied in with the Justice League universe
Yeah.
in terms of like Aquaman exists, Wonder Woman exists, Batman exists, Superman exists. Like it's that universe. You can see
Okay.
it in the trailer. Like one of the kids has a Batman. What's it called? The Batarang. He's got one of those and stuff. But even though it's not super colorful or super bright like Marvel level, it's still about a kid who gets superpowers, and it's just really fun and funny. And comparing it to when we saw Captain Marvel, you could see in our review, like I wasn't laughing out loud at anything in Captain Marvel. It was like, that's pretty funny. That's the cat thing, but with Shazam, it was actually lots of pretty funny moments in it,
Hmm.
and it has a heart to it. It has a good, solid foundation, and is like that's a good origin story. It's probably my favorite DC movie
Oh
so
yeah.
far.
Oh wow. That's yeah.
I don't
That's
know if
good.
that's a praise or not, but I haven't seen Aquaman, which is obviously your favorite movie of all time. So I don't know.
I know that you were looking forward to seeing it, so I think you went in there
Yeah.
with high hopes. But yeah, that's great to know that it kind of came through as well. But was it just more comedy, or did it have like a good structure to it and stuff, and good storytelling?
It had a good structure. The acting was great. The special effects are good. It's funny. The one thing I will say it's kind of weird about that film is it has a touch of like an 80s movie to it, in that it's like Big, like that Tom Hanks movie where there's a kid who gets powers and all that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of funny moments of like this grown up who's not, and he's pretending to be a grown up, whatever. But there's also, if you remember like 80s movies when you're a kid, like when they have bad guys and they have scary things in it, they're like genuinely freak you out.
Right.
And like there's scenes in this film which I'd be like, a lot of parents might have a problem with, like proper murder happens in it.
Oh shit.
Like like the bad guy throws somebody out a window,
Mm.
and that guy's dead. Like I'm not spoiling anything. Like the bad guy just takes a guy and he throws him out a window.
Mm.
Like that just happens in it, and it's like, in terms of the tone, like you're going from like a couple of 12-year-olds making jokes to the bad guy is like a proper guy who's murdering people. And I'm like, it's a bit of a shift, but it kind of works. Like just because you're like, okay, the bad guy is a bad guy. This is still the Justice League universe, but the funny bits work, I think, a little bit. And they also make fun of the bad guy. They take jokes at his expense and stuff.
Yeah.
But I just remember seeing it, one or two of those scenes. I'm like, wow, they did not hold back on that. They just said, yep, you know what? If you're a kid, if you're 12 or 13, you're watching this, we're going to make this man a very scary bad man. So
What is the
for me, it felt like one of those films like Gremlins or whatever, where it's like, yeah, these things are bad and nasty and people are going to die.
yeah. It kind of it had that vibe in the trailer as well. What is the age rating on it?
I think it was PG-13 because of
Okay.
that.
Yeah, interesting. And
Yeah,
I know
like,
the
it wouldn't be general audiences.
right. And the bad guy, I can't remember his name now, but it's the dude from Kingsman, and he's been in like all the Lock Stock stuff as well. He's a great actor, so
Yeah, Mark Strong.
that's the one. Yeah. So I saw a little interview of him. He like jumped at the chance of being just in a superhero film, but he loved that character as well, with a bit of comedy in it. So, but yeah, like
he's a good character, and there's nothing wrong. Like the whole movie's just front to back a really good movie.
yeah, that's
All
cool.
the actors are great. All the characters are good. The bad guy, even though I said he's a bad guy, he's got good motivation. Like he's not one of these guys who just turns up like, I want to conquer the world, ha 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 ha. Like there's this underlying like part to him, and like it's not going to win any Oscars for a lot of things, but it's really just a good film. To put it like this, I want to go see that again. I don't want to go see Captain Marvel again.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's that
So
definitely
if
helps.
DC's quality levels going up like that, like you said, Aquaman's good. I say this one's good. Next thing that's coming out is, I can't remember, but the Joker movie probably. Hopefully they're on an upward trend. And if they're kind of just throwing all the universe rules out the window and saying, we're going to make good movies, they're not all going to make sense, but they'll be good, I'll be happy with that.
That's what I was going to ask is, like, do you reckon this is a one-off? But I think Aquaman, not perfect, but definitely an improvement. This one, I'm hoping they're just not like a one-off because they were fairly close to each other. But I'll have to look up what the next bunch are, because obviously they've had a few actors cancel and stuff like that. But I mean, good on them.
And I know the Joker movie's coming out this year. The Joaquin Phoenix one's coming out this year at some point.
Yeah. Well, fingers crossed. And it's good to have competition as well. Like, so you can't just have Marvel owning it all. So I'm sure after Endgame they'll be on high again. But yeah, definitely tune into our Captain Marvel review, because we weren't as impressed as a normal Marvel film, but you can see our thoughts on that. But yeah, great to see.
My brief summary is, somebody gives me an option, I'm going to go see Shazam again.
Yeah.
If somebody says, which one should I see? Go see Shazam.
And that's like, at the end of the day, like a review, you can say, hey, they did this storytelling well, right. This guy was acted really well. Oh, the CGI was cool here. But at the end of the day, if you come home and you're like, I want to watch that again, or if you don't want to ever watch, you're just like, if I was to never see that film again, I wouldn't give a shit. That's the way you kind of can really judge a film. And if you want to see Shazam, like if you were to be here tomorrow and you're like, oh, we've got some spare time, let's go see Shazam, you'll be like, yeah, let's do it. But if I was to say Captain Marvel, you'd be like, nah, let's just do something else, So that's, as small as it sounds, that does judge a film. Yeah. That's cool, man.
I hope Shazam does well. It feels like a smaller movie than Captain Marvel does, and I guess they didn't want to spend as much money on this unknown character. But I liked it, and yeah, it comes out on Friday. So Brilliant. If you really want to go see a movie, go see that one. Honestly, it's just fun. You can't really have a problem with it. You're not going to get anything. If you've seen the trailer, you're not getting anything that's not in the trailer. It's that level of comedy, and it's actually funnier than's in the trailer, I will say that.